We did it! We did it! I believe we are now live. The only problem is signing out and signing back in has also gone live on the original one. So, yeah, don't really know what's up with that, but we seem to have a visual across the board. So let's end that first one. We don't want to confuse people here. We are finally on our way to building Kamino in Lego. And it's not just any Kamino. It is, of course, the gift with purchase. Yes, we could finally build it. I thought for sure this wasn't happening today, but we pushed through. Turns out sometimes you just have to log out and log back in. Really as easy as that. And then sometimes you get a third bonus live stream. What are we on? Buy two, stream a third for free. No thank you. My computer can barely handle the rest of it as it is. But I explained this at the start. That didn't go too well. I'm using a new microphone today. Hopefully it's a decent volume. And we have a brand new desk cam. There we are. Thank you. So you should be able to see exactly what I'm building as I'm building it. I do want to lock the exposure, but then as the night goes on, it does tend to get a little bit dark. But before we start building this set, I did watch Thunderbolts. Yes, I did like it. It's a proper Marvel movie, Thunderbolts. It was a really nice Marvel movie as well. Interesting to see what it builds up. I haven't watched Captain America yet, but there's good word that that's coming in about a week or two to Disney Plus, so I'll have to watch that. And it doesn't line up too much with Thunderbolts. I mean, it lines up perfectly. They're like parallel in terms of when they're happening right after each other, but you don't have to see Captain America before watching Thunderbolts. There's that little Easter egg of the whole hulking out, which is given away in the first trailer. So if you watch the trailers, you're already knowing that. But this is hopefully more paper bags as well. We're finally doing it. This is the moment that this gift with purchase drops in value. I mean, the minifigures are definitely going to be worth it. I saw the comment on one of the last iterations of the stream saying that the torso will probably be on Pick-a-Brick at some point. That would be interesting because the torso isn't innately Star Wars. However, because Lego count the torso as the torso arms and hands, they sell it as the one piece. You do have the Kamino logo on the arms. Are Lego going to be able to resell the Kamino logo, which is a property of Star Wars? And the logo might have some... Let's have a look. Let's see if it's got any sort of copyright protection or really anything going for it, because I'm sure the Kamino logo's got, you know, something going for it. One way to find out, give it a quick Google, and the top thing that comes up, we'll trust that. What should we search? Copyright? Let's have a little look. So I can't see anyone else using it. That would have been a dead giveaway. But is it protected in any way, or could Lego whack this torso in their online Pick-a-Brick? Basically, it's an online build a minifigure. Well, it does seem to me that the torso could possibly end up on the Lego Pick-a-Brick. That would be interesting. Same thing with the battle droids. I think the heads of the battle droids, because of the resemblance, they're protected. But the torsos, the body, the arms, the legs of pretty much all the battle droids usually end up on their online Pick-a-Brick service. There we go. This gift with purchase is now worthless. That's not true, but it's worth a lot less because the seal's been broken. You can't expect me to keep both of these in the box. Oh, plastic bags. It's been a while since we've got plastic bags from Lego. That has thrown me. So we've got bag number 2 right there. The instruction manual without QR. A lot of the Lego specials don't have the special QR codes on them. Lego don't care who's getting the gift with purchases. They just want to know what you buy the rest of the time. So bag 1 is everything but the ship, seemingly. I'll be honest, seeing this online, I thought the ship was light bluish grey. I'm looking at it on the box knowing that it's white. It looks light bluish grey. That is light bluish grey. I'm wearing a green grey top, and that is closer to light bluish grey than it is white. But it's white, which makes sense. It is white in Attack of the Clones. And another not paper bag. I thought Lego were doing paper bags now, helping the environment and all. Plastic bag. Let's not cover up the members board. We can put these. Oh, we stack these down there. You all know I've got 2 of them. All right. Let's get this thing open and make sure the mic isn't too close. Get to those figures. The 3 of them should be at the start. And it would have been nice to have got a droid. Even in the Kamino training facility, it's the perfect opportunity to throw in an exclusive droid. A little white one with a target. Maybe not even a target, just a white battle droid. We're getting so many exclusive teasers. And Lego, oh, I forget, can't be recycled. Oh no, what am I going to do with the bags? Lego have put out, hello there James, welcome. Lego have put out in the advent calendar some brand new droid legs, B1 battle droid legs, which were first in the Tudor Corner, the pub, the modular we got at the start of the year. Oh, these arms are nice. I guess the Kamino and logo is just an I and an L. The printing's not great, I do have to say. The right arm's got... Actually, the right arm's got a little dent in it, I think. Might be a mould mark. I need a non-printed arm minifigure. Luckily, I still have the pilots. How many people am in my chat? I don't know. We are streaming on Shorts and YouTube. I should be able to find this. Yeah, I don't know where to find that. But we get a load of lurkers here. A load of people that don't pop up and are just simply here to watch Lego, maybe build your own. And I'm alright with that. Yeah, there's no mould mark on an arm, is there? You get a faint line going down the middle where it's been injection molded, and maybe it's not perfect, but you know, it's good enough for our eyes. But on the right arm, just at the top of the Kamino logo, let's get the desk cam. You're not going to see this on the desk cam, but just at the top of this Kamino logo here, we've got a little mold mark. Must be an error in printing. Maybe they've doubled up on the ink. And then on the left side, whew, you don't want a close up of that. This left side has, I don't know what's up with the black line at the top, but that's also got something funny around. Let's have a look at the other torsos. Let's get these troopers built, and then we'll have a little look, see if they're all the same, or if that is just for this figure. I assume this is the average clone trooper head. Yeah, looks to be about the same. And then we also have, there we go, a little hairpiece for them. Let's get these built. But like I was saying in one of the other streams, I have now watched Thunderbolts. Yeah, interesting where it's, well, we know exactly where it's heading with a post-credit scene, but you know, in terms of the team, it is interesting to see where it's going. Not too long till the next one. Next Marvel movie is Fantastic Four, and that comes out in just under 2 months, early July. Oh, I forgot which of the clones it was now that had the arm and which one doesn't. No, that one's got white printing. Oh look, that one's perfect. We have one perfect arm. I might have to pull apart some of these arms to make them perfect. And then I'm going to assume it was this guy. Yeah, there's no mold mark there. Now, the top right corner of this one's gone funny as well. Oh, but the right arm's perfect. I think that was the same as this. Yeah, both right arms are perfect. So we've got a little mix up of the prints. Some white on the black, black on the white. The left arm of this guy. This guy's got some white printing over the black, like outside of the lines. That one's not good. And this one just has that little mold mark. Maybe it's just the same on both. Oh no, that was the right arm. Yeah, the left arm. Let me know if you've opened this set. I might just have to open the other one to see what the left arms are like. All 3 left arms. The right arm on one of them has some sort of mold mark. I think that's to do with the plastic. But the left arms on all 3 of these clone cadets have something wrong with their left arm. I'll have to double check if it is on the pick a brick. Let's have a little look. Because if it is, it will probably be on there by now. It's been 2 weeks. I would assume maybe they're still keeping a few. Orders might be a bit delayed. Hopefully you've all got your orders if you ordered on May 1st. But yeah, I can see Lego giving up to 9 days, I think, for some orders. So let's see. I think we should be able to have a look as well after the bricks and pieces on their replacement. The replacement brick service. Because usually if they're on the replacement brick service, then once that set's been out for enough, they'll move it over. I don't know what to call this torso. I assume it'd be one of the new elements. Right, there's an old Dreams part, so it'd be before that. So we don't have it on the pick-a-brick yet. Do we have it on the replacement parts? First we need the set number. 40765. There should be a little verification thing, really. I get they can't do that. Opinion on new Lego 747. Is that the NASA? Is that the NASA set we talked about in yesterday's stream? I think it was the Boeing 747. Oh, 75. Oh no, 474. Well, that's not what I put in. 474 is an X-wing. Yeah, 747. I assume it's the NASA and Boeing ship. It looks good, just like the Concorde. That's what we were talking about. I couldn't remember the ship, just like the Concorde. I might have to go to a Lego store to see it in the window. All right, and what's the piece number? This is the real test. Let's see what the piece number is. So, oh, it's not far off the boots. Not that far. I don't think Star Wars has its own minifigure piece numbers, but oh, this is like typing in a little essay here with all the numbers. Yeah, so it's not available in replacement parts, which does suck considering we got 3 dodgy arms on the minifigures, but that's okay. I'm not fussed on that because what I have already done is made my own custom one. We already have one here, and let me say, oh, the right arms are a little funny. Yeah, both of the printed arms. The printing's okay. The decal sticks out a little bit. There we go. Now we've got 4. Oh, now we've got 4 of them. Should you buy the Kobe 747 or the Lego one? Oh, if Kobe's cheaper, yeah, go for that one. I'm not on LAN. I'm not going to force you to pay more for Lego. Yeah, as long as it looks. Let's have a little look at the Kobe one. Let's not just say flat out. Oh, this is more of a model plane, is it? As opposed to bricks? No way, this is bricks. Yeah, this looks more like a model. Ooh. If you like the 747, I'd go with Kobe. If you like the Lego side, go with the Lego. It does look nice, but it costs a lot more because there's a lot more involved, isn't there? Yes, we're back. We're finally going, and we're going strong. What I was just surprised at is take a look. Take a look at these 4 figs. I don't know how well you can see it. Maybe not too well, but the minifigs, making sure they're in focus. These minifigs here all have the same hairpiece. You can tell which one's mine because I forgot to use the black boots. For as much as I moan at Lego for saying, oh, I just want Lego to do the best they can, you know, only the best is good enough. I forgot to add the boots to the minifigure, but the same hairpiece, not half bad. This is taken though from Skywalker Saga, my one, on the far left. All official Lego pieces, except for the decals that are on the figure. But it is brick built. The Kobe Boeing. That's mental. Yeah, it don't look. I can't get a big image. I should zoom in really. I'll probably be able to see it, but that does not look like bricks. That looks too good to be brick built. Kobe. I feel like I've had something from Kobe. What other themes do they do? Have we had It's a lot of military planes. Maybe I've just seen them somewhere. Oh, I've seen the Kobe Titanic. That's what I've seen from Kobe. I've probably seen a few other tanks, floating about on the internet, but I've seen in person the Titanic. And that's what I would have seen. All right. So we've got 3 unique clone troopers. Is Bricklink going to give them unique numbers because they have unique accessories? Probably not. They're not battle droids. If they were, they would have unique numbers. But it's your typical blasters. I can't see why there wasn't at least 4. At least. Because we have 5, don't we? In the training facility. Oh, forgot the nozzle on that. We have 5 of these guys. And we only have half here. I might have to crack open the other one just to get all 5. We have a spare blaster. Built a Kobe Titanic a few months ago. It does look pretty cool. I mean, the Lego one, I will say the Lego Titanic, because of the sheer size of it, also looks really cool. But that just means it's really expensive. There we go. So we've got 3 dodgy left arms. Can't believe that. Definitely a point bringing up, because I wonder how many. I wonder if this is just a bad batch of clone troopers, so to speak, with their left arms, or if every left arm has something wrong with it. Look at the top of it. That black line at the top of it. It all comes down to. Fairly straightforward build. We won't just be building this today. We'll be improving it and playing around with it as well. Because I was hoping to get a few custom minifigures. I've only just started trying to make my Andor ones, actually. So we should, let's send this one over. We should probably get working on that first. But I would like to make some custom clone troopers. From Rookies, you get the Rookies. I think that's what they were known as, the Rookies, the 5 of them. You had Echo, you had Fives, you had Heavy, you had, oh, this is testing my knowledge. I only watched the episode a few weeks back. What were the names of the other 2? You had, no, that slipped my mind. Good thing I'm not bad with names. But yeah, the 5 of them. We could have got at least, even if Lego were giving us 3 from the start, we could have got 3 of them with this. I suppose they chose the minifigure because of Django Slave 1. But it's not like these could have been released in a food hall or something. Maybe, just maybe, they sell this set as a battle pack. They give us 1 cadet in the red outfit, the adult cadet. They give us 1 cadet in the younger blue, like Boba's one, but maybe the Clone Wars with the red arms. In this battle pack, we get a younger cadet. They also give us one of the Rookies, the helmets on, maybe a patch on the arm. The good thing is, the arms for this can be reused for the younger clone cadet. Well, that cadet's not making it much into the Clone Wars. Yeah, the arms can be reused with young Boba. Maybe that's what I'll do. Because we do get Boba Fett in this set. The arms are different to Omega's, aren't they? But even with a spare Omega, you could do it. Tell you what, you'd probably whack these arms on a Kamino as well if you want a different one. But because we get Django and Boba in this set, Django is wearing Django's gear. We'll have to think of a repurpose for that. I'm sure there's a few Mandalorians that could use it. And we could put these arms on Boba. And then we've got a youngling cadet. A young clone cadet. That's not a bad idea. That way we're getting a few more clones out of it. Maybe there's another red outfit. We just repurpose these exclusive figures. I don't think they're that exclusive. I haven't seen any of the recent gift with purchases going for too much. I know the Lars Homestead is valued about 20 quid. That's what Lego said it was worth, so that's what people are trying to get. You've got the battle droids as well. Haven't seen that going for more than, I think it was 28 quid. I think it's valued at 30 quid. I've seen a lot of them 30 quid, but I think Lego valued it at 28, something like that. So I suppose it's going for a little more. And I think anyone that wanted the clones right now have picked it up. It won't be worth too much more for quite some time. Don't get me wrong, anyone wants some of these in... You know, you try and build an army of these minifigures in 10 years' time, people might be paying more for them. But that is the risk. Will we get a battle pack anytime soon? I don't think so, after it being a May 4th set of all things. This is cool. Little barrier here. We're not done with it yet. Oh. We're not done with it at all. Ah. Right. That's how they get the little stripe in the middle. We build it back to back. If I can remember to build it back to back. Oh yeah, I never checked. No, it didn't. Oh, because I didn't end the other one. No, I did end the other one. I am 3D printing some parts for my custom Andor minifigures. But it clearly doesn't like the new file I've sent. It's a pretty straightforward build for a main gift with purchase. It works. But there's so much they could have done for Kamino. I would have loved to have seen a Jango Fett's room where we see, you know, Kenobi introduced, it fits with it. They could give us this as a battle pack down the line with a few more named characters when they run out of legions to do. All this is not legal. An illegal technique. Caught in the May 4th UCS set. Yeah, this blaster does not sit flush. We will have to spin it to the side. But they have you put it in straight. It's close. It's close. But it isn't legal. It just sticks out. It doesn't... Yeah, it doesn't sit flush. Right, let's stop ripping into Lego and enjoy the build. Maybe this could be rebuilt. Like the Barular's kitchen. I wonder why they didn't continue that. Maybe Barular's kitchen wasn't as popular. Last year, that droid set, well, it got sold out here in the UK, which says something because this year, none of them sold out. In fact, they removed them just over 2 hours before the end of, I think it was May 5th that these all went down off the site. And in the UK, they removed them just over 2 hours beforehand. Still not selling out. I know, because I was sat there spamming the refresh button. Maybe they just hid them to get rid of me off the site. But yeah, they didn't sell out. Considering some places they did sell out. We've also seen Lego have announced that in North America, well, you know, have Lego announced it? Or is this still rumours and speculation? But Lego are meant to be re-releasing the... Oh wait, this is the body of the ship. We're already building the body of the ship. But Lego are meant to be re-releasing some of their extra Bricklink Designer Program sets. I wonder if they'll do the same to this gift with purchase. Didn't sell out over in the UK and most places in Europe. So instead, they'll resell it in North America. Because we're not getting them. I got to hold myself to this now. I said that there is no use of this brick that I haven't found a replacement part for. I'm going to have to see if I can find a replacement part for this one. Because it's hidden in there quite nicely. But it depends what is attached on the side. If it's just one piece or like it's looking out to be. If it's just, it is in an awkward position. because it's that half stud. A few ways we go around it, but is it replaceable? I don't think this one is. I don't think we can replace this stud. The little 2-plate tool, snot brick. So far, every set I've come across, you can get rid of it. But not this gift with purchase. This is a smart use for it, though. Not saying the rest weren't. Smart uses, but could have used a different brick. I feel like a lot of the time LEGO are trying to use their new elements to get us to buy these sets. This one's actually needed. Alright, no figure sitting there then. Must be the cockpit. After building, we built quite a few of the new sets as well. We built the Arc 170, we built the MIDI Scout Acclimator, we built the Home one, was new at the start of this year. We've also built, we haven't built Ahsoka's Eater yet. That's going to be built this Saturday. I think that's most of the new sets so far. Oh, the U-wing. That's what I'm forgetting. We built the U-wing as well. And after building them, you can see quite clearly where LEGO are improving with these builds. Makes sense they would be, you know, over time. But I do like the new detail oversized take that LEGO are having. They've realised that a big ship is pointless if it's not packing the detail. So decided to focus more on that, which is nice. Frying pan stud spare. Don't mind if I do. And a pistol. Hey, we can actually arm. Well, unless this pistol was need. Hold on. Hold on. Why have we got a weapon clip to this? Hello there, Luffy. Why have we got a weapon clipped here? We've got 3 guns in these clone troopers' hands. Maybe space for a pistol back here. Maybe. We'll have to see once we build bag 2. But we've got a long blaster here. Wouldn't it make more sense to get rid of this and have space for 3 blasters? It's my thinking, at least. We can give our custom clone cadet. All right. Oh, wait. Are they all left-handed? Hello there, Noah. Are they left-handed, right-handed? Oh, we'll give the young'un a blaster as well. And there you go. 5 clone troopers. This turret, this looks like one of the little turrets that pops out of the floor. This doesn't really look like a turret that would be in a Kamino training facility. I don't know what it's training them for. It doesn't seem to be... Yeah, it's a decent turret build, but we're more focused on this giant ship. Which, yes, this giant ship is quite tall. It's the tallest we've got in this size. So this is based on the price that LEGO give it. What do LEGO say it is? What do we think? What do we think LEGO have this valued? Oh, out of stock. Oh, they've removed the price. No. How are we going to know how much this is worth? I guess it's worth whatever people have. We'll have to take a look at Bricklink to see what they're selling it for. That's definitely not what it's worth. That's what people would like it to be worth if they could find someone to pay that. I wonder what the most I'm going to have to see this now. I wonder what the most expensive... Hello there, Tolly Lavrai. Apologies for butchering your name. Unless I didn't. What's the number? 40765. I'll have that memorized by the end. 765. Nope. Oh, I put 49. It's because the O's under the desk. There we go. Kamino training facility currently selling for 24.22 and upwards. That's not true. We've got one in Italy selling for £6. No figures. Tolly the Real. Tolly the Real. Hopefully that one's a bit better. Would be cool if they released a set with cadet clone troopers in armor. Yes, like the rookies ones with the green sides. French is a bit better to say. The training armor battle pack is something we do need to see, and I'm surprised they didn't give us, because even though this minifigure here clearly goes better with Django's UCS ship, which, you know, looks better outside the box, but we're going to get there. Even though that clone trooper does go better with Django Slave 1, the training facility doesn't show up in Attack of the Clones. So, do I talk French? No. A little. But I haven't practiced it in years. So I'm going to say no. Save a bit of embarrassment. What's the most expensive Oh no. Where is this coming from? Right, let's go high to low. The most expensive this battle pack is currently listed on Bricklink is 180 euros. 180 euros, 66.66, you know. 180 euros in Portugal. Whew. Say a word in French. Croissant. Probably one of the one of the most common, not the easiest, one of the most common. That and we. It's crazy, 180 euros for this. We have just lost 180 euros, $200, or 150 pounds by cracking this open. But yeah, like I said, a lot of these are selling. There's ones for like £6 without the minifigures, but with the minifigures it starts at £20 and goes from there. I don't think people should be allowed to list sets as new and then say they're without minifigures, because surely if they're missing their minifigures, they're not new and sealed in box. You have to open the box to get the minifigures out. I don't know how that works, but either way, what's up with the printer? Why are we not printing? Oh, because I didn't hit print. Okay. Yep, that would be a problem, wouldn't it? I've just rendered it a million times. I didn't hit print. Oh, that is 150 is a lot for a set that would have cost you. I mean, to be fair, the set did cost about 150 if you wanted to pick it up on the day. The difference is you got £150 worth of actual Lego with it and didn't have to pay 150 in delivery. Portugal's not that bad. Sometimes it's cheaper on Bricklink getting them overseas. Where can you buy the most accurate full set of Jango Fett's armor? So helmet, wrist rockets, gauntlets, boots. Oh, say that in French. I would have no idea. Donde? That's not French. Oh. Okay. Well, like, maybe these are a bit replaceable if we're going to be tiling over them. Yeah, we could have just used, instead of using the 2-plate tall snot brick and one of these little trans blue studs, we could have just used a 1x1 snot brick. Right. Yeah, because I suppose the snot brick would... Yeah, the snot brick wouldn't work. You'd need 5 plates between it. So as long as we've got an extra one on top... Oh no, we'd need to go one lower. Okay, the snot brick doesn't work. Oh, hope that's on the right side. Maybe it is useful sometimes. This is nice though. Ooh. I think... Oh no, because we're doing it in dark tan. I thought this was a piece we needed for Grogu then. Gonna say perfect timing. Not quite. Not quite the piece. If it was dark tan... Look at that. I think we're getting a little similar thing to the slave one here. Maybe the Kaminoans did take a bit more than Django's DNA. They took the design inspiration from Django's ship as well. I don't know how canon this is. I know it appeared in Attack the Clones, but I don't know what else we got. Do I play Fortnite? I do. Yes, we will be playing Fortnite later this week on Friday to get General... Oh, yes, tomorrow. Yes, we will be playing Fortnite tomorrow to unlock General Grievous. I think Grievous might already be unlocked, but I did want to get in and build this gift with purchase first. I've been waiting long enough. I think 2 weeks is plenty. Hello there, Jackie boy. We got another new piece to my collection. Probably not incredibly a new piece. It might have been in a few other sets. I don't think we're getting any exclusive pieces or any new recolors besides the minifigures. But what am I looking for? I'm like 2 steps back, I am. Yeah, I don't think we're getting any exclusive pieces in this actual set. Besides the torsos, I'm not convinced that they'll be releasing those. But yeah, we got a similar piece to this slope. The one that I just showed off is on the back of... Oh, it's all the way up there. On the back of the Arc 170 that I've turned into a Z95 Headhunter. And I think it's come in another Star Wars set. Don't know if it was white. When I was doing my little research on the Arc 170, I remember seeing it pop up. But a lot of slopes. A lot of slopes. And again, for a ship that looked grey on the box, did I build a soccer stadium? I haven't yet. But I am looking at getting the West Ham one at some point. Unless Lego want to do an official one, I'll happily wait for that. They announced Pokemon. Anything is possible after Mario Kart and Pokemon. Yellow. Yellow. Odd choice. No blaster clips back here. Instead, we've got a little yellow clip, which gives us some grills, which I'm surprised we haven't seen as an inverse tile. These yellow grills. I feel like they'd make a really nice set of inverse tiles. A 2x4 as well. But there are so many other grills that we should be getting. And then we cover it up. There's a reason Lego don't show off what this looks like in the manual, because it doesn't look bad. It don't look great though. It don't look great. Maybe a brick, maybe a round. Oh, you'd have to get a plate in there. And then that's another piece. Okay. Can see why Lego went with the easy option. Can I build a city stadium? Probably not. As a West Ham fan, I feel like building a city stadium before a West Ham stadium. Maybe if I get into football stadiums and end up building them all, City can be next on the list. But West Ham's definitely one that I want to do someday. There we go. Oh no. Scratch is it? Let's double check before we out Lego here. Yeah, look, we got a scratch down the cockpit as well. The minifigures that scratch down the cockpit. No. It's a good thing I opened this. Could you imagine paying, 150 quid? You open it, you've got some... Was it left or right? It was the left. Yeah. 3 dodgy left arms and a scratched cockpit. Another yellow piece. No pink. No pink pieces. I don't know if the cake for a pink piece counts when you're looking at gift with purchases. I feel like it probably does. It's still a Lego Star Wars set, just an exclusive one. I can build. I have built. Where is it? I have built I have built two West Ham sets already. I've got the football and the coach. So the stadium, I felt like the football was a great starting point. Start off small. The coach is a bit bigger. And it uses Lego compatible wheels. These wheels on the side of the coach are the same size as Lego wheels and actually have a 2x2 wheel connector in there, completely stolen from Lego. But the rest of it is in a scale that's not exactly proportional and a bit smaller. There we go. I want to kind of crack that open as well. When I get enough spare pieces from those compatible sets, I want to crack that open and see if I can get some minifigures seated inside. Kind of like the Fortnite Battle Bus set. Get a few custom West Ham players. We said about a Premier League CMF after F1. I don't know. I suppose Pokemon isn't the theme. I doubt we're going to get like some city Pokemon training centers. But what do we think could replace F1? I don't think it will be another sport. But I haven't really given it much thought, so I don't really think much. We had F1, we had Space before F1. We had... I think Space was the first one. If you like this content, you can hit subscribe and see more of me, but I'm having enough time making videos. If I was friends with 8,000... Oh, that's a busy day. And there we go. Does it stand on its... No. We do need that leg in front. So that's quite smart what Lego have done, because we only see this ship docked. So let's get the desk cam out of here. So we see the ship docked like over here. I think there's a few of them, and then it flies off. So we don't see it landed on the floor. But it makes sense that for a Lego set, you'd want it displayed on a shelf or standing on some sort of surface. So we've got a little bar at the bottom, a little 1x2 with a bar that will fold out and give us the support we need to stop it falling flat on its face forward and knocking a 1x1 tile off. There we go. We'll lay it down for now. Should probably clear these troops out of the way. Nice little formation of clones. I still think 5. Look at that. 5 troopers in this set would have been magical, especially in that clone armor, the training gear. Got a little barricade. The barricade, I think, is a solid build, especially because Lego haven't skimped on it. This isn't a bunch of panels. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 pieces. The ship. I think the ship, at the minute, I'm struggling to picture it because we haven't finished it just yet. So let's get the rest of the leg. Mind you, this looks to be a lot of pieces for the bottom of the ship. We've still got a lot of pieces left. I assume these go on the side. Thank you for subscribing. But it is... let's judge it after we've built it. Oh, wow. I didn't realise we'd have this many pieces. It keeps getting longer and longer. Oh. Is this not the spare piece? And a little blaster on the front. And there we go. So this is the entire ship. Wonder what alternate build. Oh, we'll have to give that a go. This is the entire ship. A bit too big for desk cam, which is nice to see. It's a lot taller than I thought it would be. Compared to my head, it's about the size of my head, which none of you have seen my head in person, so that's not really saying much. But if you compare it, let's grab a helmet. If you compare it to one of the Lego helmets, there we go. It's about twice the height, maybe a little less, but it's about twice the height of the Boba Fett helmet, which scales up to the Stormtrooper, scales up to Rex. So I think most of the helmets are the same. It feels the same length as the, I think the Malevolence was the longest alternate of the midi scale ships. Malevolence was the longest, and then we had the Home, no, was Home 1 the longest? Home 1 might have been the longest, but it looks like it's about the length. Maybe it's about the size of the shorter one, but it's bigger than the Acclimator either way, and then it stands up on its leg. It's got this. Let's try this. Let's not question it before we give it a go. So it's coming into land. It folds up. Oh, it works. It works, and then this comes down, and I guess the clone's just got to jump for it. It's quite nice how they've padded it out. It does feel like it's an alternate build. Look at the interior there. We've got two 1x2, I think they were snot bricks in the middle. Then we got some tiles at the top. We got a 2x2 with 2 studs at the bottom. And then a bracket that only has 2 studs of... No. I don't think it does sit down. I think they stand up. We can keep a blaster on this guy, surely. Yeah, they stand... Oh, we can't keep the blaster on because... Oh, maybe we can spin it. Alright, I can't push down these studs because I can't get my fingers in there. Unless we bend them over and then... There you go. If you bend them over, you can press down and then fold them up. But just like the Arc 170, they don't fit. Maybe if we put their arms up. It looks like we've trapped him. It looks like we've had to put the clone with its arms like that. It looks like it's calling for help. It's not meant to be in there. Can we fit a second one in? I am curious, because of that extra headspace, if we can get 2 clones in. Almost. Almost. So 1 clone in normally is the same as 2 clones in. It's just open. What's my favourite? What is my opinion on the best Lego Star Wars set from 2010 to 2025? Well, it's not this one. This one's straight out the window. I actually think a contender for best set is last year's Trade Federation ship. Maybe pure droids. Maybe it needed a few more droids to be best set, because we did get one just before 2015 with Jar Jar in it. Can I send you a random minifig 10? I'm not sending any minifigures. What's the best set though? I don't know. I don't know what the best set is. Hot in my mind is like the 20th anniversary Slave one. I think price and the pieces in that are pretty cool. The new U-Wing, I don't think any set that I've modified can go for the best set. So you got the helmets. The helmets are cool. R2-D2. I tell you what. Oh, we've just lost that top piece. But R2-D2. I think this R2-D2, the one that scales to 3PO Chewie, and we'll probably add 3PO, not Chewie, Chopper. That collection. This collection of scaled big builds to each other. I think the new Grogu and Pram is also not too far away because of how big Grogu is. I think I would put these forward for the best set of the last decade? Last decade, yeah. I have to remember to find that little accessory. Yeah, I think any set that I feel the need to modify cannot go forth as the best set. And it's nothing to be fair, against the set. There's a load of good sets. The Arc 170, I just said, we rebuilt into the Z95. Not because the Arc 170 was a bad set, but I don't think it was anything special as the Arc 170. To be fair, we have modified a lot of sets here. Hello there, Spare Parts. Also modified the... Whilst I'm putting together these engines, these are quite fiddly. Also modified Darth Maul's mech. Look at that. How cool. You know, it can steal the limelight. How cool would this be if we got Darth Maul's mech with 6 legs and also got a Maul, boop, that popped off in half? That's Darth Maul's thing. That is Darth Maul's thing, to be able to pop off in half and then like go angrily crawl around and I guess steal the legs off a spider. Yeah, that is quite creepy. But I can't believe Lego didn't give Maul a mech that was, you know, as creepy as Maul is scary. Darth Maul needed it. After Luke's X-Wing mech, though I still think we should have got a Darth Maul microfighter, because we got Qui-Gon in a magazine in Europe. We then got Anakin in a book, both of which are worth about £5. So then to get a microfighter with Darth Maul in, clearly the set wasn't selling too well. Lego had a load of spare minifigures from it. So, yeah, that is a good idea, to give Maul in a microfighter. And then we would have got the Plo Koon mech. And finally, we could have got an extra minifigure in the droid. None of this droid head, no body. What were Lego thinking? Which side is this? Oh, almost lost the ship. Oh, 2015. Yeah, that includes all the Rogue One sets. We didn't get that giant... The one on Scarif, you know, the 4-winged, like, cargo ship. We didn't get that. That would have been a cool set to get. Right, that's one engine. Are these blasters? Maul can go back. Are these blasters right here on the side? Do we know anything? This is the... Is it the EA Tactical something? Hello there, Moonshoes. It's the E8, or is it the K8? Is it the E8, K8? When am I live? So I tend to go live around 7 o'clock. Sometimes we do it earlier. Sometimes we struggle to stream like today and do it a little bit later. It tends to be by 7. I do want to start streaming a bit earlier, but a lot of the times it's after I've had dinner, so it's a nice break after 7. And then, yeah, chill evening, play games, build some Lego, and just generally have a bit of fun. And then mock around this set. We will be mocking up... I don't know what we could turn this set into. That's the real question. A white ship, not a load of pieces, not enough for a little, you know, V-wing, anything like that. But what do we have enough pieces for? And also, we're covering these grills. The grills are used elsewhere on this ship, but not prominently enough to need 2 grills here. I suppose grills better than tiles, isn't it? There we go. One 1x1 square to spare. So spare pieces in this set. We got a little blaster, and then we got a 1x1 square tile. There you go. A 1x1 stud, a 1x1 flat stud, and a frying pan stud. Not too bad. In fact, I could probably put these straight away now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can't put the stud away. I'm in the middle of reorganizing my entire collection, going from parts based on the parts to sorting by color. I do think it is going to be a little easier building mocks with them sorted by color, and that is the set. Not half bad. Not half bad indeed. Again, I do have a second one of these. I'm not going to crack it open. Not today. Get those just off to the side. There we go. Want to block the members. But as a gift with purchase, I think this does a lot of things. It gives us the ship. Hello there, Jedi Bricks. Watching the Andor finale has to be done. Thank you very much. We've got the little ship for the gift with purchase. It's an odd ship. It's one that we don't really need in Lego, but I'm happy we got it in a gift with purchase. This is the sort of niche collector's item that fits in a gift with purchase. Showed up once in Attack of the Clones, and that was it. We then have, like we've been saying about, let's angle the camera down a little bit just so you can see the build. So we have the ship. That's check. We then have a little bit of surround. I'm not sure this is what we were asking for when we said a bit of scenery, but for the Kamino training facility, there really only is barricades and towers. Is this tower adequate to call it a tower? Well, it's just bigger than a minifigure, so it's what, 2-3 meters? 2-3 meters tall. I feel like the clones have to climb a bit further, maybe even including a bit of the wall, and just making this set either this Kamino Enforcer with a lunch table. Honestly, I think a lunch table would work. Do I think it's better than last year's? I do. I do think it's better than last year's because we're getting exclusive minifigures. Last year's, no exclusive, and there weren't too many droids as much as I'd like. A mini clone Slave 1. It is, in a way, with many sons. Django's many sons. 3 of those in the set. Do we think it should have come with more? The easy answer is yes. Give us more minifigures, because why not? If we can get more minifigures, who are we to say no? But do we think really this set should have come with 4, maybe even 5? They have called it Kamino Training Facility. I think 5 clones is expected. But if they drop this bench and this tower for a little eating bench, we do see the eating room, the lunch room, pop up again with the Bad Batch. I think this is 2 sets in 1. I think Lego have tried to do too much with this, and it's not worked as well as they expected. Would have taken a 4, like a battle pack. Yeah, battle pack, 4 minifigures, and maybe a Clone 99. A Clone 99 poly bag in place of the Falcon would have worked perfectly with this. Technically, the pilot droids were exclusive last year. I think the pilot droids were they exclusive because they had the old 1998 copyright, which is from the 99-2000 releases. I think the pilots were the same as the old ones because they share the torso with, I don't think they share the torso with the 2012-13 figures, but they share the torso with another drop. Maybe it's an exclusive combination. Maybe they use the new head with the old torso. In which case, technically, they are exclusive. They're hard to get, nonetheless. But for battle droids, only getting a handful of them, I would like to see, especially if we are getting like an MTT later this year, if we don't get more than a handful of droids, it will be a little disappointing. But I think swap these out for a little lunch. Oh, a little bit of red. Oh, did they have like a little dot of red? Fair enough. They are exclusive torsos. But yeah, it's a little thing like with Darth Maul's torso, missing that white on the middle of his belt in the mech compared to when we got him for the Clone Wars. I do think it's a very niche. It's a bit like the UCS sets. I feel like these gift with purchases are usually compared to battle packs, whereas they should be compared to UCS sets. Windu in the gunship is an exclusive minifigure because of a bit of sand, which isn't that noticeable, but it is exclusive. It is exclusive, so it's going to be worth a lot more. But it's a little niche exclusivity on it, and that's the detail we can expect to be getting in these sets. I just think for the clone cadets in their red uniforms, when they're in the Kamino training facility, they're in armor. They are geared up, maybe not in clone phase 1, phase 2 armor, but it's like a phase 0.5 armor. And I do think that would have worked as a battle pack, even with 4 clones. Even with 4 clones, what Lego could have done is played it real smart. Had one clone with like a green detailing, one with blue, one with, I don't remember the other colors, but one with yellow, one with red, and give us 4 different detailed clones. If we wanted those 4 batches, we buy 5 of the battle packs. That would make sense. That would make sense. So I think we should get rid of this and replace it with a desk, maybe a little lunch desk of some sort, and then the tower, maybe same thing. Maybe we get a little, I can't see them doing a walkway here. Maybe they could do a little walkway. That would work. But I think a lunch desk, maybe even a cafeteria. Put Ural behind it. A little nod towards the Death Star coming out later this year. But I do think this would work better as 2 different. The canteen with the KE8. There you go. That's what it is. Yeah, I think the cadet armor in a battle pack, I'll have to mock these out into 2 separate sets and then see what they look like. But that battle pack would sell so well. What do you think would sell better? Do you think it would be the KE8 as a battle pack with, you know, we'll say 3, we'll say 4 of these Clone Trooper minifigures, or the cadet armor? Because I wonder, these guys here show up in the movie. Attack of the Clones, we do see clone cadets. Whereas the other are Clone Wars, which is more popular now. We're seeing Lego making a lot more Clone Wars sets. They're seeing every other toy company hop on Clone Wars. But I wonder if that would work better as a battle pack, or if we got a rookie's gift with purchase, 5 figures for the entire batch, and then got something like this as a set. This works, like we said, this works as a gift with purchase because of the Slave 1-esque KE8, which does have those rotating sides, does have a little, I guess it has some sort of ramp at the bottom. I don't know how big this thing is meant to be. Maybe this is, it does fold backwards as well. It doesn't stand up backwards, but it does fold backwards. If you want to fold it backwards, they haven't blocked that. But yeah, it works as the Slave 1. I just think the barricade, for as good a build it is, does it fit? Does it fit? In the red black. Yeah, I think the battle pack with the armor, that works. Yeah, I like the Attack of the Clones reference. My favourite movie, for those of you that don't know, is Attack of the Clones. So it works with the Slave 1. Maybe I need to start a little Attack of the Clones display. Actually, speaking of Attack of the Clones, if I can scoot these aside 1 second. No clones were harmed in the moving of these minifigures. I've updated my C-3PO display. So we got the key rings for May, that was part of the purchase, and I added a bunch of legs. You can see Santa 3PO, and we've got the holiday sweater now have the dual molded leg. 1st of May, we got a dual molded leg keyring, a dual molded leg 3PO keyring. There you go. Said one of the words double. And I went back, replaced the legs on all my other 3POs. I'm also working on a brand new battle droid. I didn't realize the Geonosis and battle droids were so cheap. They're going for like 3-4 quid new on Bricklink half the time, so I'm keeping my eye out for that. But in breaking down a keyring, I've done 2 things. First off, we've got this minifigure here. I've got a comlink, one of these 2-length bar minifigures, going through the torso from the keyring, which is hollowed. There we go. And then the bar sticks out the top, which for those of you that aren't interested in potential illegal techniques, because this is potentially an illegal technique, but it's legal as long as you don't keep it like this for too long. You can get a 1x1 clip and put it half on. Lego have done this in very few sets, but you can put it half on a bar just like that. I'll probably have a short showing up close how this works, but it does mean I can get a battle droid head on this 3PO. In fact, no, I think I'll save it for the Geonosian. I was going to do it with a regular battle droid, but I'll save it for when I get the Geonosian battle droid. And then I'm going to do 3PO's head on it using that new golden clip element we've got. Arrest this man. Yeah, it's technically no, it's technically illegal because over time it does stress out the bricks, but you just gotta be careful of who you're telling this about. I think definitely if this gift with purchase was on sale, I'd still be picking up at least two. I can't believe I've only got two. You support this illegal technique. Is it illegal if we if we make a vote and declare this as legal? It's no longer illegal. We need to get voting on these. But if this was a set and not a gift with purchase, I'd still have two, three of them in my collection. I'd probably have opened the second one by now and recreated a little lunch scene with it. But the other, so that's the torso of 3PO. The torso, here we go. This is the leg piece that comes with the key rings. You get the hip that the leg's attached to, and then this entire neck that goes through the torso into the head is part of the legs. It's part of the legs of the keyring. So I've broken down one of my C3POs compared to, the normal torso has the neck on it. Whereas for the keyring, the leg is attached to the neck, which is kind of weird if you think about it. But the head also has a hole going straight through. I thought of the perfect use for a 3PO head with the hole through it. And that's if you get one of the Lego ropes, put it through, knot it up. You've still got the neck hole at the bottom. So you knot up a bit of rope, tiny little bit of rope, knot it up through 3PO's head, and then attach it to R2-D2. We can recreate the scene in Attack of the Clones at the end. Again, massive Attack of the Clones fan. In the Pentraki Arena on Geonosis, where R2's pulling 3PO's head. That's going to look awesome. Gonna have to stockpile. If Lego, I tell you what, it's not even an if. It's when Lego release their next Geonosian set. I'm gonna have to buy tons of them just to pollute that, or populate, just to pollute. Just to populate that arena. Where'd I put my water? Rebellion is never illegal. That's right. That is the magic of Lego, yeah. I can't remember the channel on YouTube. It's brick bending, something like that, where they come up with all the shapes. Highly illegal. The stress on those bricks is highly, highly illegal. But it does look cool, doesn't it? And that's what it's all about. You're spending your money on Lego, you can do whatever you like. And also broken pieces. I did have a tub of broken pieces. Now I tend to keep them around wherever I keep the rest of the pieces. But a lot of broken pieces work. My Bad Batch mock, when it was the little island that the Bad Batch was staying on, kind of looks a bit ruined. I think it goes up in flames or something. And I used a lot of broken pieces in that mock. Used some broken bars to create the, pipes that had bent. And you can definitely put to use some of the broken pieces. Hello there, Sheena. All right, so we've shown off 3PO. I might as well show them all off. I don't think there's any new additions. Oh, there is something about this 3PO here. It's a common misconception. Some of you may not be aware. 3PO has a silver leg and red arm throughout the entirety of Star Wars. And no, you're not misremembering things. And no, I'm not making up something to try and seem like I know more, because I don't know why 3PO has odd parts. I guess it's just the way 3PO is. But sometimes they're covered up with gold paint. For some reason, I think we could probably deduce through 3PO's travels how he gets a visible silver leg and not a visible red arm. We start off with 3PO with all his wires showing, and when we're shown him next in Attack of the Clones, he's all rusted except for a dark red arm and half a silver leg. If you pay very close attention, it's a subtle difference. And I'm a little curious as to why they went with the red arm as well, on top of the leg as well, because yeah, I don't know why Lucas would, knowing he has a silver leg, then give him a red arm. It's something very subtle that Abrams picked up for The Force Awakens, or someone picked up for The Force Awakens and spotted it, added it to the story, and then that got written over very quickly and 3PO was all gold again. But it's something I've taken note of for my Attack of the Clones. Padme gives him some nice shiny gold plates when they leave Tatooine and then go to Geonosis. and then he just gets sandy and ruins the gold plates again. And then throughout the Clone Wars, he was fully gold up to Revenge of the Sith, and then as Padme stops giving him fresh coats of paints, oil baths, and the likes, he slowly wears down that golden leg. Hello there, Cross Airborne Customs. And yeah, that's why we get the silver leg in the original trilogy. There's a fun little story Lego have for the Red Arm on a little droid adventure out in acid rain, and I think another droid gets worn down to their red underneath plating, and then he just straight up robs their arm. I think 3PO loses an arm somewhere through this, but originally he had a red arm the entire time. So yeah, how fun is that? 3PO's always had the red arm. We just have actually 3PO hasn't. Phantom Menace, 3PO has no red arm, no silver leg. But after that, 3PO always has the silver arm and red leg. So that's quite fun. I missed something from George. Here we go. Went to Brickfest and bought a Poggle the Lesser. Yeah, Poggle. I saw a Bricklink store that had quite a few decently priced. They were all right, you know, nothing to write home about. But a few Geonosians, and then they had Poggle the Lesser worth like 60 quid. And I don't know what Poggle's going for. This wasn't new, this was used, but I think 60 quid's a lot to put on Poggle used. New, I don't know what he's going for, but it's a lot used. Yeah, I don't think we'll see Poggle anytime soon. I think I'd rather see like Wat Tambor made. Lego haven't done a Wat Tambor yet, but I would like to see a Geonosian battle pack. I think that would go great. And I do think Lego could get away with every single year focusing on a different movie. Not specifically one per trilogy, but like this year, Revenge of the Sith's anniversary, they could have picked that, but we've got... I'm going to need to find a new place for my drink if I keep lifting up this box. But instead, we got the UCS Jango Fett Slave 1. When I have this built and I don't have the box, I might keep the box down there. It's coming quite handy, as you saw, for me holding my drink. And I just get used to having it slot down the side. But we got the Jango Fett Slave 1. We got this gift with purchase. We've also got the Acclimator, which was at the end of Attack of the Clones. We also... I think that's the only... I guess we got the Arc 170, but given Plo and Ahsoka, I think the Arc 170 is more so from... It's got the Revenge of the Sith box up, but no special logo or anything, so... I don't think we see it in Attack of the Clones. Right at the end, there's just an Arc 170, 1 pixel in the background. Yeah, capitalise on the anniversaries, because each of the movies are separated with 2 or 3 years. So each trilogy will only get 1 movie 1 year. I guess they can even do a little bit of props. So, say this year we get Revenge of the Sith. It's then another 4 years before Phantom Menace. So next year, Phantom Menace, then Attack of the Clones, then Revenge of the Sith, then it's Phantom Menace's anniversary, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, then Attack of the Clones anniversary, Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith, and then Revenge of the Sith. Someone would have to copy. Maybe we skip a year. Maybe we skip a year of prequels, and that gives them time to focus on overlapping sequels and originals. £25. Missing the wings which you had spare. That's a great feeling when you can part together another minifigure. How's the printer? Oh no. Yes, I know it's going to beep to say it's done, but this doesn't look done. All right, let's give that another go. So you're not done, have you? I had a little problem with the torso actually. I printed like an hour ago. But we'll get there eventually. So, how many pieces do we have here? What could go as part of the canteen besides just a table? Because a table, Lego could do, you know, a few chairs on a plate and a table. But what else? What else could we get from the canteen? Maybe a little lunch tray. Maybe give them a few plates and that to sit down. Or maybe put the pieces that aren't going into that table into the KE-8. That might be a good idea. And then we get a slightly bigger ship. Because this is quite a tall model. very small model. And we have the size for another 2 plates. Even a 1x6. We don't get a 1x6. We could get a 1x8 underneath. There's something missing here. Let me bring up an image and see if it is genuinely that thin at the bottom. Also, while I'm here, let me check out what Poggle goes for. I do think Poggle's pretty expensive compared to, you know, your average Geonosian. Poggle being a named character with a bit more background. Oh, the head alone goes for a £5. Yeah, it's definitely worth more than 25. Alright, the average price used is 30 quid on Bricklink. As high as 65. New is 40. I don't think that's bad. Yeah, a lot of the used ones are cracked, no wings. Oh, there's a few. I think the cheapest you get is 20 quid, though. One thing I will say about finding him in person for a bargain, £25 is cheap because a lot of these are Canada. I know most of us are either in the US or in the UK or some part of Europe. I don't have a big Canadian audience, shout out to you guys. But yes, a lot of these cheaper ones. Okay, it gets less and less as we keep going, but a lot of the cheaper ones are in Canada. So you're going to add delivery on top of that. Wish very good luck. Oh yes, the big Grogu. I'm working on the slopes at the minute. Those rounded slopes are a lot harder than I thought they'd be. We're getting good progress with it. I should have another video out. Or I'm going to try to do another video probably tomorrow or towards the end of the week. So there should be a video out this weekend. I'm enjoying building that. So far we've still got... Maybe we can work on one of the straighter slopes. Because so far we've still got the main body of the pram. Look how big this is compared. It's going to be taller than the KE8. It's going to be quite a bit taller than the KE8. Once I had the giant slope on top that goes about here. Bigger than the camera. No problems, thanks for hanging. But, actually, there you go. That's how tall it's going to be. It's going to have this 1x just on top. Oh, yeah, maybe I should work on that front slope. So I'm working on the back slope, which is a 1x2 rounded off slope. But on the front, we've got one of the bigger slopes that are jumping out. Which shouldn't be too hard because if I use the actual brick slope, we should be able... Let's give this a go. Let's see if we can build the brick slope. Because if I use the actual 1x2s, I was planning on working on the Kamino factory. I'll build a little canteen and I'll have that ready for the video. But what I'm interested... I realise I don't have the mic clipped onto me, so I don't know if you're hearing anything when I step on. But what I'm interested to see is how well the slopes fit together. There's going to be a little bit of a, I guess, inconsistency with the flatness of the slope. It's going to just dip every other slope, but it's a bit like this hinge on the back, which, by the way, does work. This clip and bar piece do clip together, and it's held on with no studs. This is all tiled off. It's just with some rounded off bricks, which I think is probably one of the best connections that I've built for any sort of mock. But we're going to need a lot of these 2x white slopes, because if we're building a 1x2, like a 1x1 slope, but a 1x2 brick in 1:6 scale, we're going to need 6 across and 6 up, which is 12 of these 1x2s. I know I've got a few of them. 6, 7, 8. I don't think I've got 12. Oh, 9, 10. Nope, that's great. Nope, that's 10. We might have to use... Oh, I could go with 1x2s though, couldn't I? And stagger them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have to have a little look. I don't have any of my longer slopes, so I have to have a little look at that. and see if I can replace it with like a 2x4. That'll make it a bit more structurally sound. And still actually using these 1x4s every other is going to help a lot with that process. So we want 3 of these across this slope. This slope is probably going to be the biggest element of the entire... I guess we've got a 2x2 round brick. So that's pretty big. But this might be... Oh. So 1x2. Might be the biggest element in terms of overall size. Not necessarily volume. Just a bit of everything. As long as we've got a nice solid base for it. So that's 6x3. And then we're going to need another 6x3 on top. And I'm pretty sure the math is mathing. Because this is how I've built all the other bricks. And they haven't failed me so far. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, we're going to need a lot more than 12, aren't we? Because this only does this much. And it's meant to be a brick tool. So we're going to need... We're definitely going to need some of those longer ones. Because it's going to be very fragile using 1x's. Although, where's this connecting to? Because we've got a plate which is 6 thick, so we can brick out the top 2 layers. Maybe this isn't going to be fragile. Because these 2 layers will all be... Oh, no, the bottom one won't be. The top layer will be bricked together with it. And we'll probably only have like a 1x4 laying down there. We could do some fancy snot work to make this slope completely flat. The problem with it being completely flat is we'd have to build up a ledge. Actually, we could build up a ledge at the bottom as well. Alright, I have to keep an eye out for that. And then inverse slopes. Let me grab this piece. Make sure we're building it the right way. So it squares off after the brick. So this bottom bit here will square off with its own side. Which makes it nice and easy for us. Because that's going to be 1 brick. We'll build that just like... Well, actually, it's going to be hollow. We don't have anything here. And then we could build it out. We're just going to need a lot of 1x4s and a lot of 1x6s, which I'm running out very quickly. We've not got none of them, but I think this is our last lot of 1x6s, unless I have them used for something. Don't think there was any in the arc. There might be a few jotted around, but I'm not going to break down the helmets for this. And then 1x6. And this is how I go about building the blocks. So this is going to be flat, but we're going to need something bridging across. I think the easiest thing to do is go with 2x4s. If I can get you out of the way. And the reason I'm picking 2x4s for this sort of build is because, so a 2x4 will come in like this. There you go. We got 1 2x4 just going over those studs on the end. And then on the other side, we layer 2 2x4s. That'll cover the rest of the middle. And now these 3 bricks, but we need to tile it off. Thought I was being smart with this. We should really tile it off because this is going to be on the front. So this is going to go there. And does that fit? Or does that go too low? No, we'll say that will fit. It doesn't really with the bottom because we want this to go 1 up. So we'd have to remove these and stick it there. Alright, well, if we've got to remove those, might as well strengthen it. And then this ends here. So instead of using these 2x4s, we could use some 4x6 plates to get tiles on top. And then we'll swap these out for similar pieces. I think the easiest piece to get my hand on is actually this underside slope. So instead of these 1x2s here, we'll use the ones with the gaps, because we'll be able to fit a plate on top of that. A lot easier as well than using anything else. And we can reconnect this up. It just goes to show how quickly, sometimes it is a lot of back and forth with, okay, well, I don't have this piece, I might need to pick up some of these pieces. Like this, we've got 4 of these white elements here, so I have to use 2 grey for now, but I'm sure these are in a mock. I'm looking at like the gunship, maybe the A-wing. They've got to be somewhere. So this piece has its own drawer, plenty of them. And then what we'd do is we'd plate off the top of it, just up there, and then also fill in this like a block, so it'd come down like that. So we'd get it looking like the smaller brick, and then that will fit on the front, just like that. So you can kind of see where it's coming together. Still need to 3D print that Grogu. Alright, the 3D printer's behaving right now, but we'll see how long them legs last. And yeah, the rest of it is looking good, because we've got the 2x2 round plates on this side, on both sides, with the sloped angle, the sloped wedge, the rounded off sloped wedge tile is going to be a pain to do. But I think I'll just, you know, have a little angled wedge at the bottom and build out with, I think 2x3s are going to be our friend there, unless we stack a load of, no, 1x3 round slopes, unless we stack a bunch of 1x4s. But the best way to do it is to get hands on, give it a go. Maybe we can even pad out this front piece to make it fit a bit smoother, a bit flusher with it. I think that will do good. But the big thing is going to be getting this all built without having to modify, like the bottom there. Maybe we do put this one lower. It's the sort of sacrifice you make when you're building in a bigger scale. We keep the bricks on the top. Come on. Right, this 1x6 is not moving. Don't want to go nowhere. There we go. We pop this off, and it's inaccurate to the Lego model, but works better for our big build, just like positioning the jumper tile where it is. And then this clips onto the back and also shows off more of Grogu's torso. Maybe that is something we will have to do, but I'm going to keep building this, like I said, later on in the week, and there'll be an entirely new video out about that. And hopefully before long, hopefully not before long, we'll have an entire Grogu pram built in a 1:6 scale. What, 216 times bigger was it? Something crazy like that. That has been so much fun to work on this, and I do think going forward, I promised at 100,000 subscribers, we're a bit far off, but we got a plan for that. I will be building the biggest Star Wars ship ever built, which Lego and maybe someone else holds at like 8 odd meters. I think building a Star Destroyer or a Venator in this scale using these big bricks will be a world of fun, and also keeps the structural integrity. As long as each of these bricks are built nice and secure and I can thread a few Technic beams through them, I think they should just work like regular Lego bricks. So that's going to be fun to try. There'll be a few other bigger projects after Grogu here, and that also means I get to make a ton of the big figures like Captain Rex behind, maybe 3D print them, decal them up, and who knows, eventually maybe even give them out to some of you. But I think we'll be wrapping up the stream. We've gone for just under 2 hours. Well, no, not just under 2 hours. This is probably closer to an hour and a half. with all the restarts we had. But we built Kamino. I am going to split this into 2 sets for the video. So it might be a while before that one comes out. I do want to be putting a bit more effort into it. Soon you can have your first game of Repo. Setting up a new PC. Any tips? Any tips for Repo? Don't touch the duck. Whatever you do, don't touch the duck. It's terrifying. Apart from that, be careful. Slow and steady wins the Repo race, unless you're being chased. And half of it is just the luck of the game. We had a few unlucky chances, but next Wednesday, I realised, I think it was your comment, George, I responded to earlier this week and said Wednesday we're playing Repo. Yeah, we didn't play Repo yesterday, but next Wednesday we'll be playing Repo. I'll be hosting a lobby, so it will be first come, first served. You know, whoever can get in first. It's a maximum of 6, so 5 of you will have the chance to join us in a Repo lobby, and that's going to be a world of fun. After playing it for my first time, I'm excited. So yes, if you get your PC set up by Wednesday, which I assume it will be sure to hop in the stream and join us playing that. Don't forget, tomorrow we will be playing Fortnite to try and get General Grievous, get the brand new skin, and then on Saturday we'll be building and modifying Ahsoka's heater, and hopefully I'll have fixed any problems with this stream by then. I'm excited to build this. I mean, R7A7, we're getting another one in the Advent. I'm thinking what we can do with that one. R7A7, I think at some point, I don't know whether this is something I made up, but I think at some point was painted to look like an Imperial droid. But it's a Clone Wars droid. So I don't know when that would have been. I'm not confusing it with Chopper. I just remember seeing, it might have been a comic. So maybe we can get some like half Imperial paint. It's a good idea to do for Chopper, to be fair. Anakin and Ahsoka. Can't wait to add them to my collection. On top of making this ship minifigure scale, I also want to build it micro scale. And I'm thinking of blowing this up to UCS scale. That'd be quite good. Need those U-Wing mod instructions. I tell you what, as soon as I did say there weren't going to be instructions for the U-Wing, you've asked for them. I'm going to add it to my list. And when Studio finally gets up to date and stops every update, I'm losing pieces on there. So as soon as that's good, then yeah. Oh yes, yes. We'll try and see you. I think we'll probably be playing duos tomorrow, but we might play a little bit of build. We usually get some time to. So until then, Fortnite tomorrow, Lego Saturday, sorry. There will be more Lego building on Tuesday. A few of those streams might be earlier, but the Repo one is going to be 7 PM Wednesday. So I hope to see a load of you there. Until then, thank you so much for watching today's stream. Hope you had as much fun as I did building the May 4th gift with purchase. I think this might be the first gift with purchase I've built from Lego. A lot of the other ones I've got have been minifigures. So you were here for my first gift with purchase. I hope you enjoyed. Till next time. May the bricks be with you, always.